What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. If you haven't already checked out some of my other videos, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about why I am a yoga instructor. I feel like this video has been a long time coming because I've been a yoga teacher for a little bit over a year now, but I feel like I had to really go through being a teacher and go through being a student and really let the healing take place. I've been teaching yoga for a little over a year now. I got certified in 2016. I took a 200-hour course here in Albuquerque, New Mexico at a local yoga school. During the time I was going to school full-time, so I feel like I didn't really get to dive as deep into yoga as I wanted to. So when I decided to remove myself from school and instead focus on my passion, that is when I really started to unravel what yoga was and how it can work in my life, how it's already worked in my life. I started doing yoga back in 2013, 2014. I literally was just watching YouTube videos for a while. I was going to hot yoga every once in a while. Immediately I noticed, I don't know if any of you guys have been in a hot yoga class, but it gets freaking hot in there, like hot. Literally after I would get out of a yoga class, half the time we went during winter, so we like got out and it was freezing, but it felt so good. Like I felt like I just released so much. I didn't really care that I was super sweaty and super gross. I was just like, wow, like whatever happened in there felt so good. So immediately I started to kind of notice that something was shifting. I didn't really know what it was. I didn't have any context behind it. I just kept going and I didn't really have a purpose for it. It wasn't as intentional as I feel like it is now, but I did start to notice that difference. And so I started watching YouTube videos a little bit more, and I feel like that kind of helped me dive deeper into my journey. If you guys haven't checked out Kino Yoga on YouTube, that's where my YouTube journey started. The videos that she makes, the videos that she was making at the time were just Ashtanga based, and I think she was just trying to get her name out there, and she is completely blown up. She's one of the biggest yoga teachers, and she is just a beautiful soul. You can feel it through all of her content, all of her videos. This is her passion, and she really allowed me to awaken to my passion and to where I kind of fit in with yoga. When I started learning yoga, I was learning Ashtanga, which is just a type of yoga, and those are the videos that I was watching from her. And then I was also going to hot yoga, so that's hatha yoga for those of you guys that don't know. Usually that's hatha yoga or like vinyasa, and these are all just different types of yoga. When I got certified and I started teaching, I was teaching hatha yoga. I was teaching in a hot room, and then I just kind of bounced around to like room temperatured and hot rooms and warm rooms. You can either teach hatha in a hot room or in like a room temperature room. Intuitively, as I started going more to vinyasa flows, I would put a little bit of vinyasa in my practices as well, and I would teach that to my students. And then the more I kind of learned about these different branches of yoga, the more I just wanted to know more. So I got certified in restorative yoga. The specific type that I got certified was yin meditation yoga. So it's very much restorative, but it has a lot more meditation, a lot more me guiding somebody through the whole class while they're kind of going through restorative postures. And restorative is just like, you're not up and flowing, you're really just down and into yourself. It's really good for people who have like PTSD, really bad lower back issues, people who sit in a desk all day and they kind of have really sore or tight hips. Perfect for them. So I figured in, this day and age in the Western world, a lot of people are sitting down all day, whether you go to school, whether you're at work, a lot of us are sitting down. So I thought, why not get certified in yin restorative? That way I can teach that as well. So then I just started finding like these different pieces of myself through different styles of yoga, and now I'm certified in 3 different types. I just got certified in Shakti yoga. So that's like a little bit of a different style of yoga. It incorporates all of these different modalities in the same practice. So we use things like power yoga, tai chi, belly dancing, indigenous tribal dancing, things like that to really get trauma and stuff that's stored in the body out of the body. It's very different from booty yoga. A lot of people have heard about booty yoga. That's kind of just very moving, still very dancey, but Shakti is kind of like the medicine behind why we shake, the medicine behind all of that. Also kind of talks about why you're doing what you're doing and what the reason is behind the shake. And so personally, when I teach Shakti, I like to kind of give those little cues to my students. I feel like it really helps them kind of get deeper into that healing. So yeah, I have 3 different certifications. I like to think of myself as kind of like yoga savvy. I don't really have like one type of yoga that I practice or one type of yoga that I teach. That's not even the type of person that I am. So I love exploring all different types of yoga. This summer, I'm going to be getting my 300-hour certification in yoga. I feel like it's really just going up from here. The minute that I decided to focus on my passion and say, you know what, yoga is who I am, yoga is what I want to do, the more that I've is that a word? The more that I've explored let's use that. The more that I've explored myself on a deeper level and I see how the way that I think is very yogic after just reading certain yoga books, yoga for me has just changed my life. It's really given me a purpose. It's really given me a drive. It's really given me something that I'm passionate about. I was a cheerleader for about 4 years of my life and I loved it. I was also in a dance class in high school and I love that too. I've always just been really into body movement, and yoga is like the complete opposite from cheerleading, because in cheerleading you're kind of like pushing that energy onto your body. You're like kind of like really sinking in, you're really hitting those moves, so like you're really working your muscles. And so it was really good to work your muscles, but at the same time I just felt like my body was a lot more tight then. And so now that I've been doing yoga, it really helps me to open up my body. So it's a little bit different, but I still get that playfulness. I still get to kind of do what I want and have a little bit of fun with it. I've also been introduced to acro yoga, and I love acro. I love being able to work with somebody else and work with somebody else's energy and kind of feel them get into moves. I love having that communication that comes with acro. You're talking to your partner, you're like, this is what I need from you. They're like, this is what I need from you. Let's go, let's meet here. Let's meet each other where we're at, right? And I feel like that's a lot of like what cheerleading was for me. So acro I can really relate to. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in cheerleading again, kind of, not really, but like, you know, like just working with somebody else, working with somebody else's body. It's like very similar. I feel like the feeling that I get is very similar to how I felt in cheer. Really, I've just found my passion, and I love teaching it. I love giving the philosophy behind yoga. I love giving the metaphysics behind yoga. I really like to take my classes through transformation. I feel like I had transformation, so I really like having all of these different avenues of yoga and being able to compile it all into one class so that I can really focus and tune in on what it is that class really needs. I'm really good with my intuition and turning into myself and seeing what my students need. I found a way to sort of detach from what I need in a practice so that I can give my students fully myself and give them what they need in their practice. For instance, like sometimes before I'm about to go to a yoga class, I'll start to feel really tight in my hips and I'll start to feel really tight in my shoulders, or one versus the other, and I'm like, okay, so we're working on hips today, we're working on shoulders, and these mean different things metaphysically. Like our shoulders, our hips carry a lot of tension, a lot of stress. Our hips are also the place where we store a lot of trauma, so if there's emotional trauma, that's where all of that's going to be stored. All of our stress that we carry is on our lower back, it's on our shoulders as well. So metaphysically, our body is literally like a blueprint, right? Energy is just kind of stored in certain areas. And so yoga really helps to open up the body so that you can start to work through that and let that energy go. I feel like a lot of us, especially in this Western world, are just carrying so much weight on our shoulders, whether it be with work, with school. We're in a very fast-paced world where everything is just kind of going and going. So yoga really gives you that moment to kind of tune in and that time for yourself to really dive into what's going on in my body, you know, what's going on in my breath. Why did my breath change from yesterday to where it is today? It helps you bring an awareness and a more conscious approach to not only your practice but your life. I've noticed that these things, these tools that I'm learning on my mat are something that's easily being reflected into my life. I feel like the deeper that I dive into this knowledge and the deeper that I kind of dive into myself, really, I feel like I'm diving into my exterior world so much deeper. So I'm really excited to be able to take you guys along with my journey. I'm definitely going to try and get as much content as I can. I'll be in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica for about 5 weeks taking this teacher training. And so I'm really excited to get as much footage as I can for you guys, but at the same time, I'm really just going to be fully immersed in nature, try and take a break from the exterior world during that time. I'm really excited to be able to share this experience with you guys, and I do want to start taking you guys a little bit deeper as the trip kind of comes a little bit faster. I'm leaving in a little over a month now, and I'm so excited, and I want to like share with you guys what it's like to be a solo traveler before you become a solo traveler, because I feel like I watch a lot of videos about solo travelers, and it's usually after they've traveled a few countries and they've kind of had a little bit of traveling by themselves under their belt. This is my first time. This is the first time I'm going by myself out of the country. This is the first time I'm going out of the country, so I'm super excited to kind of take you guys along with that journey and kind of see where I've progressed, kind of make like almost like a documentary of where I've started and then see where I kind of end up. And if that's something that you guys are interested in seeing, I suggest just click that little subscribe button, get notifications every time I post a video, keep up with my journey, keep up with this experience, because I'm so excited to share it with you guys and I'm so passionate about yoga. I hope that some of my videos can kind of inspire you guys to maybe start your own practice or to start a meditation, start caring about your body, start tuning into your awareness, because it's something that we all have, something that we all possess, but sometimes I feel like we can just get into this space where we don't know what we're doing. You know, at the end of the day, none none of us really know what we're doing. We're just here, we're just having this experience. And so thank you guys for allowing me to share my experience with you. Like I said, if you want to keep up with my travels, hit that little like and subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day, night, whatever time it is. I hope that it's great. Bye guys.